So your hair is thinning and you are looking to purchase a good quality hair topper, but you don't know where to start. If so, then this video is for you. I'm going to take you through all of my tips and tricks, including how to buy a hair topper, how to know if it's the right one for you, and if it doesn't work out, how to save some money and return it. Welcome to the Wiggy Woman. I have been wearing some kind of alternative hair for years, whether it be toppers like this one, or wigs, or even extensions. I have tried just about everything in the book, and I'm here to bring my experience to you to help you as you're starting in your alternative hair journey. This topic came to me because I have seen quite a few questions popping up in my Support for Hair Loss Facebook group on how to buy a hair topper or how to start that journey into alternative hair. When your hair is thinning, that's hard enough. But when you're buying a hair topper for thinning hair, I want to make it as easy as possible. So let's get to it. I recently purchased a Top Smart 18-inch human hair topper in the color shaded Mocha, and I just received it. It is still in the box, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I am going to evaluate this topper and figure out if it's right for me. And I'm going to evaluate it in a way that's going to be safe to return it. In fact, that brings me to my first tip on how to buy a hair topper for thinning hair.
There are so many different types of hair toppers. To give yourself the freedom to be adventurous, be sure to buy from a place that has a very good return policy. Even with that, you want to start with inexpensive but still high quality pieces while you get a feel for what works for you. Lastly, when researching pieces, check out YouTubers like myself who might have similar hair loss to you so you can see how a piece performs in real life in a similar situation to you.
All right, so my second tip for how to buy a hair topper for thinning hair is to act as if you're going to return it throughout the entire process until you're sure that you're not. And what I mean by that is you want to be very careful as we even take it out of the packaging. When we're trying it on, we're going to do everything that we possibly can to make sure that we keep this topper looking in factory condition so that we don't void any of our return policies. So I'm going to start by removing the hair topper that I am wearing right now, which is essentially the 12-inch synthetic version of the topper that I just purchased. This is the Top Smart in 12 inches in color Toffee Truffle. And you might notice that my hairline looks a little bit different than maybe it has in some of my other videos, and that is because I am trying to be very careful with this new topper, and I don't want to have a lot of product in my hair that could, leave some pigment on the lace of the new topper, or even you'll see my hair is completely clean. I didn't even blow dry it. It's like crazy. And I did that because I don't want to have any, fragrances or hair product or anything that can leave an odor on this new topper. I don't want to have makeup along my part line that could then transfer onto the topper. So I am going to do things differently with this new topper until I'm absolutely sure that I'm going to keep it. All right, so here she is in the box, and I am going to be super careful even in taking her out. So still all wrapped up, I am going to unwrap it, and I'm going to remove the hairnet around this human hair topper. So here she is, and you will see that this tag is still prominently attached. This is the Jon Renau Top Smart Human Hair in 18 inches in color shaded Mocha. And this very prominently displayed tag is going to be here through this entire tutorial, because that brings me to my third tip.
Just about every retailer is going to require the tags be attached, but even if your product is not eligible for return, maybe it was custom, you will get a much higher price on the resale market if you have new with tags.
All right, so normally when I put on a hair topper, I actually kind of start with the lace forward and I flip it over. I find where I want to position it and I clip it all in. But this right here, you'll see, has this machine generated zigzag part. And when we are doing a try on like this, it's very important that this zigzag part remains intact. Either it can, not always, but many times, it can void your return policy if that zigzag part is no longer there. It also, if you want to sell it in the future, maybe you aren't able to return your topper for whatever reason, maybe it was custom, but you you have this zigzag part, you can prove to people that this topper has never been worn outside, right? So you really are going to be able to get top dollar for it because it's going to be new with tags and never worn. All right, so let's put it on. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on kind of backwards. And I do have all of the clips closed for this. And one by one, I'm going to even out these side clips, open them, close them. Very careful not to mess with that zigzag part. I'm going to catch the ones in the back. And I am not going to clip that one in the front because I just am like so paranoid about the zigzag part. But here she is in the most basic form. Obviously, this is not a topper that I have like styled, and I've done all of my tips and tricks that you will find in some of my other videos that you can find here. But instead, I'm just doing this for evaluation purposes only. And that brings me to my last tip.
Since I can't style this topper, I gotta focus on the deal breakers. The first is gonna be the hairline. I'm looking in here to make sure that it blends well and that the hairline looks very natural and realistic since this is a lace front hairline. I'm also checking to make sure that the lace is going to lie flat once that top clip is secured. Next, I'm going to turn my attention to those fibers, and I want to see how well it's going to blend in with my natural color. So I am going to peek over here and show you that this is my natural hair, and I bought the shaded Mocha because the shading color has a very natural color for me in particular. So I'm going to style this like I would, maybe tuck it behind my ear, and just make sure that all of the areas where my hair is showing is going to look completely natural. Even though this is human hair and it can be dyed, I certainly don't want to do that to a brand new wig. If you have a synthetic, the color can also be a deal breaker. So I'm just looking to make sure that this color is flattering for me and my skin tone. The next deal breaker that I'm looking for is the length. While this topper can be cut shorter, I can't make it grow longer. So you need to make sure that the length is going to be appropriate for you and your needs. Lastly, I'm going to check for the coverage and whether or not it covers my particular stage of hair loss as well as my natural hair. So what I want to check is all angles of this hair. And I'm not going to be concerned with things like the box hair or the styling or anything like that. I'm just checking to make sure that this is going to look appropriate once I do style it. This is also going to be my overall holistic view of the topper and whether or not I think that it's going to work for me. Again, I'm just evaluating the big things and the deal breakers. The last step in evaluating this hair topper for my hair loss is to determine if the part looks natural, which is very difficult to do when you want to keep that zigzag part. So I'm going to take it off and I'm going to hold it up to the light and see how much I can see through around the part of this topper. I'm using the light of my ring light and I'm kind of looking through it to see if I can see through, which I can. It's hard to show on this video, but you can kind of see if you look at that crown area that there is a lot of translucence at the part, which means that I'm going to be able to have my scalp show through pretty naturally. And since I'm not 100% sure whether or not I'm going to keep this topper, I'm going to put it back in the packaging exactly as I found it. So I'm going to restuff it with this little piece of paper, fold the ends under, and tuck it into the box so that it's safe until I know for sure that I'm going to be keeping it. As we're evaluating this topper, we're really just looking for the deal breakers, and we are trying to sort of look at this like when you're buying a house. Does the topper have good bones? In the process, we are not going to comb through curly styles. We're not going to restyle it or shake it out or do a lot of the things that we would normally do. So we have to look at this with a little bit of a critical eye. And once you decide that the deal breakers are there, the rest can all be fixed with a little bit of styling.
Thanks for joining me as I evaluate this hair topper, and let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think I should keep it, or do you think that this is one that needs to go back? I look forward to hearing from you, and I will update you on what I decide next week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you save some money as you purchase your first hair topper for thinning hair. If so, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you never miss a wig or hair topper review or tutorial like this one that's posted weekly. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.